evening. It's been a hot minute. Figured we'd get on here and say hey. Currently just shooting through Dallas Fort Worth area in the new ride. See if we can get some people on here. What's up, Landon? Can you hear me? Because I'm plugged into the car, the sync system. Just want to make sure y'all can hear me, or whether or not I need to unplug it. It doesn't matter to me either way. What's up, Blake? Raging, Landon, Big Red, what's up? Rage, you said you can hear me? Okay, that's good. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it would work plugged into the CarPlay, so. But yes, I love this truck, man. Teen Raptor, 19,000 miles on it. Mint condition inside and out. It's I had to really think about what I wanted. Y'all know I wanted another diesel bad. Like I want another 6.7 Power Stroke bad. The market is just so crazy on those, man. I just can't see paying $70, $80, $90, $100,000 for a truck, man. That's insanity, man. It's just crazy. And I don't need a diesel. You know, most of my driving is just like this. I mean, I just highway drive from Mississippi to Texas and then out to the job site. Back, I never tow shit anymore. But I got to have a truck. So I got to thinking, what's another half-ton truck that I want? And I wanted a TRX, you know, the supercharged Hellcat trucks or whatever. I wanted a Ram TRX pretty bad, but man, those are $80,000, $90,000. So that wasn't going to happen. So I found this Raptor through a buddy of mine, owns a car dealership in Louisiana, and got it for 50 grand. So my notes pretty much the exact same as it was with the High Country, but the High Country was knocking on 120,000 miles. I put 50,000 miles on that truck in 11 months. So for the same note, I feel like I've got a better truck, and I've only got 19,000 miles on this one. So what year is it? It's 2018. Landon said, do I have a work truck to keep the miles off that? No, you know, I get paid truck pay is what they call it. You know, I get per diem and I get truck pay. So my truck pay is $50 a day, 7 days a week, and that's tax-free money. So that's $1,500 a month for me to drive my own truck. So that, you know, kind of, I don't mind putting miles on my truck if I'm getting paid for it. So yeah, I'm not complaining at all. That pays, you know, well over what my truck note is. So, but this thing is so much nicer than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna ride rough. It rides so good, man. Like it's so smooth. The EcoBoost is just smooth linear power, non-stop. It's a 10-speed transmission. So it always stays at, you know, the peak power whenever it is shifting through the gears. It handles like a damn car, like it handles like a sports car. It's really tight. It's got all the different modes on here, you know, the sport mode, the snow mode, the sand mode, the rock crawling mode, and all that mud mode. It's got all that crap. So like right now I just leave it normal mode. You can change the feeling of the steering. Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad I got it. I think it was exactly what I needed. It's, in fact, in stock form, it looks really good. I'm not itching to put a set of wheels on here like I normally am with any other truck I had. I like these factory bead locks. I like the big meaty tires. I think the 35s on here. I love the interior. It's fully loaded. It's got the nice Raptor seats in here, and it just yeah. And I could be wrong, but I think these Raptors come with a high output 3.5 EcoBoost, because it's advertised as 450 horsepower. I think that's more than the regular EcoBoost, huh? Like the one that comes in regular F-150s. Like, don't they come with like 400 horse or something like that? Yeah, I think the Raptors have a higher output motor, but I am going to get it tuned. I do want to open it up a little bit more because I can feel it's just lagging a little bit, and I've heard the tune just wakes it up a tiny bit more, and helps with miles per gallon. Like we're averaging 14, and I'm running 85, 90 the whole way, so I'm averaging 14 miles per gallon. I'm not complaining about that. That's all right. I'm sure if I slowed down to 70, it would do a little better. But the speed limits out here are 80 miles an hour anyway. So, and we've still got 4 hours and 40 minutes to go before I get back to Odessa. Landed so don't get pulled doing 140 again. I don't plan on it. I don't even know how fast does this thing go. I don't know. I've had to do one little passing maneuver so far, and it got up to about 115, and I let off. Like, it was still pulling, but it doesn't cut off at like 100 like most stock trucks. So I don't know what it'll do. I'm assuming probably 120, 130. But it feels so stable. Like, it doesn't feel like a truck. It feels like a truck when I'm driving it, but on the corners and on the high speed runs and stuff, it just feels so planted. I love the wide body look, man. It's an amazing truck. I hear they have their issues, with cam phasers and all that shit. But with 20,000 miles on it, I think I'm good for a while. Kevin said, how do you like it? The Raptor compared to your Silverado? It's not even in the same league. Like, there's zero comparison. That High Country, man, the 6.2, I'm not going to knock it. I love the 6.2 V8. Great motor. And that was a 2018. But as far as a comparison truck to truck, there's no comparison. First of all, the High Country is supposed to be the top of the line Chevy, correct? You still have to use a key to start it, with a button to unlock the door, and you have to put in a key and start it. On the highest trim level Chevy that money can buy for 2018, this is all push button. This has got climate control in the rear. The Chevy didn't. This has got where you can walk up to the door handle, stick your hand in there, unlock it, touch your finger to the door handle, and to lock it. I've got a full, can't really see it because of the light, but I've got a full panoramic sunroof. Chevy doesn't have that. I don't know if they do now, but they didn't then. Seats are way more comfortable in this. They fit better. The looks, you can't even compare the looks. In my opinion, Raptor is the best looking half-ton truck money can buy, with the wide body kit, the wide rear fenders, front fenders, the hood, the bumper, the grill. I think it's the best looking half-ton truck money can buy. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not knocking the High Country. It was a good truck. It did me very well for almost 50,000 miles, and but it was dated, man. It was dated. 2018 to 28. Both of them were 2018s. This is worlds ahead, quality wise, luxury wise, over that high country. How does the ride compare? I'd say they're about the same as far as the ride quality, but you got to remember this Raptor's on 35-inch tires, so they make a little bit more noise, but the ride quality, I'd say it's about the same as far as how it rides the highway. Now, I won't be able to tell you the comparison until I get back to work. Our new line kicks off July 6th. So I'll be off for a little bit longer. But as far as riding on the lease roads in West Texas, Chevy did its best. I can tell you that. Those lease roads are super, super rough. They're not just dirt roads. They're very rutted out and hard packed. So, I mean, it will beat your truck to death. I think this Raptor is going to fucking eat it up, man. I think this Raptor is going to do fantastic. I mean, that's what this thing was made for. So, yeah, I'll definitely tell y'all a comparison once I get on the lease roads. Because with the Chevy, man, I couldn't run over 10, 15 mile an hour on a lot of those lease roads. And some of those lease roads, I had to ride, 15, 20 miles of lease road every day once I got off the highway to get to the job site. So I had to run, 10, 15 miles an hour. I think this Raptor is going to be able to do it 30, 40 mile an hour and eat those bumps up, man. I think this Raptor, I think that's really where it's going to shine, is on the lease roads. Because I've driven, one of the company's Super Duties and stuff out there, and it beats the shit out of one of those too. I think this Raptor is going to eat up those lease roads. With the 6.2 in the high country, what kind of fuel mileage? It really wasn't bad. When I was still on stock tires with the high country, I was getting high teens, low 20s. Low 20s if I really just took it easy. Setting the cruise at 70 and just let it ride. The Raptor right now, like I said, I'm running 85, 90 the entire way. And I'm averaging 14. So I imagine if I set my cruise at 70, I'd probably get 16, 17. I think it's because of the tires. I think it's because they have factory 35s. I think that hurts the gas mileage a bit, because this is about what I was getting when I put those Toyo MTs on the high country. I put 35s on there a couple weeks ago, brand new Toyos. And my miles per gallon dropped down to about 14 to 16. So I think comparably, it's about the same as this. Now this is the 10-speed. Dyson said I'm going to have the Raptor for a month. No, I had the high country for a year. I had that high country for a year. I just put so many miles on it. It was time for something else. I put almost 50,000 miles on that thing in 1 year. It was time to move on. I mean, I haven't been swapping up vehicles like I used to. I'll have this Raptor for a year, and if I like it beyond then, I'll probably keep it longer. I just can't imagine a better truck for what I do. Like, I can't, no matter the amount of money I spend. Like I said, this was only $50,000. I just can't imagine a better truck for my application. I drive 750 miles each way when I go to work and when I go home, and that's usually once or twice a month. And then I also drive a lot of miles to get from the house to the job site, and then I spend a lot of time off-road getting from the highway to the job, like once I get off the highway on the lease roads. So yeah, I can't think of a better truck for what I do. I really can't. A better functioning truck and a better looking truck for what I do. You know, like I said, y'all know I love diesels, man. I got a soft spot in my heart for a good deleted diesel, man. But I don't need one. And for what I paid for this, 50 grand doesn't get you very far in the diesel market anymore. You know, I'd have to shop several years back with, 6-digit miles to get at the 50 grand mark. You know, a good, clean $50,000 diesel doesn't exist anymore unless it's 5-6 years old and with high miles. Blake said, what's a lease road, like a minimum maintenance road? Lease roads are where all the oil work goes on, like they're leased. It's like state property, or private property, usually a mix of both, but it's where you see all the oil work going on. So it's hard to explain. But yeah, lease roads are back roads, like country back roads that crisscross each other, but they're very hard packed because they're traveled by 18-wheelers with the oil tankers and all that stuff. They have to go even slower, but the ruts and the bumps and stuff are just permanently ingrained. Like it's not like you're cruising across sand dunes. Like it's like a really bad potholey inner city road with dirt. Like it's really bad. But Mr. Chad said the TRX most capable half-ton truck. Yeah, I agree. I looked for a week for a TRX. Can't find one under $80,000-$90,000. And if I'm going to spend 80 or 90, I'm going to get a diesel. I'm going to get me a King Ranch or a Platinum, 20 or better diesel. Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to spend 80 or 90 grand, it ain't going to be on a half-ton truck. So, yeah, for what I spent on this is just my best option. This was all I could do. Blake said we call those minimal maintenance road. Dizzy said I'm goofy as hell, dude. Man, sometimes, yeah. I guess. What am I being goofy about now? What did I do wrong? But anyway, I just came from home. I spent 5 or 6 days back home. See the kids. We had a good time. Spent a lot of time with the kids, running them around, and had a lot of fun. So Landon said I need another 6.0, brother. Man, I would get another 6.0 as a secondary vehicle. I don't trust them enough to run one across the country twice a month. I don't trust one enough for me to have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning and make sure it gets me to the job site and back home every day. So y'all know I love my 6.0s. I love me a good 6.0, but they got problems and shit happens. So I needed something that I know would get me from point A to point B with minimal issues. So this is what it is. All right, we're caught in some traffic here. I don't understand why. The only thing about this EcoBoost, it doesn't make a lot of noise, man. I like my V8 noise. I like my diesel noise. I love the noise the 6.2 High Country made, because I straight piped it and it just sounded great. So, Landon, if I get a toy, it's going to be a sports car, which I'm not in the market for anything right now. The only thing I'm doing is saving money right now, man. Y'all know I love the pipeline, man. I love being an operator, but I love my kids more. Much, much more. And every time I leave that house, my baby girl cries and cries and cries because she loves her daddy more than anything on the planet. I'm her favorite person, and she does not understand why daddy has to leave for weeks at a time. So, but I know as a man, I have to do. Unfortunately, money is an important part of life. We have to make money. Me being poor and at home is not going to make me a better father. So I've been tightening up and putting away as much money as I can, living pretty frugal. I know you say, oh, frugal, he's got a Raptor. Man, like I said, this is the same note as the High Country was. I have to have reliable back and forth transportation. And yes, I could have got something cheaper, a $25,000, $30,000 truck, you know, a more base model F-150 or something, but fuck that. I work too hard, want to have a nice truck, so I found a good little balance between. Oh, you hear that little EcoBoost? You hear them turbos? She pulls pretty good. It's no race truck. I think my deleted and tuned Power Stroke would still smoke this thing, but I think it'd still be a stock for stock. I think the Raptor would destroy it, but my deleted and tuned Power Strokes, I think it'd be a good. I think it'd be a good run. But I don't know what the game plan is as far as when I do get back home. Because unfortunately, Christina's never going to leave Mississippi, you know. So if I want to be close to my kids, I got to go back to fucking Mississippi, man. I hate Mississippi. I hate Mississippi. I hate Mississippi. There's nothing I love about it. I don't like the weather. I don't even like the people anymore. You know, I've got bad memories there. I've got, you know, my kids are there though. So, unfortunately, if I want to be close to my kids, I have to go back to fucking Mississippi. The only good thing about Mississippi, cost of living is low compared to everywhere else I've been. It's the cheapest state I've ever lived in, but that's for a reason, because they don't pay any money to work there. You're not going to make a lot of money in Mississippi. You can. There's ways to make money in Mississippi, but the job per capita doesn't pay very well. So if I tried to go back home and work for a construction company, doing what I do now, run an excavator, best I'm going to see is $25-$30 an hour on a 40-hour work week. That ain't gonna cut it for me. I can't make enough money for myself and for child support and to take care of my kids. I can't do that off of that income. So I don't know, I'll figure it out. I haven't quite figured it out yet. I've got a couple of eggs in the basket that I think I can do. But yeah, we'll figure it out. But, you know, I make good money out here, but I put in the fucking hours, man. Minimum 60-hour weeks. That's a slow week for us. If it's a 60-hour week, that's a slow week. On a high end, we're doing 72-84. You know, the highest I've done out here has been an 84-hour week. And that's 12-hour days, 7 days a week. So, yeah, I put in the hours for the money I make. It doesn't come easy. You know, the per diem and the truck pay helps a lot. Yeah, that's a big portion of my income is the per diem and the truck pay. Dizzy, you're clearing $325 a year, or that's what you're grossing? Because if you're clearing 325 a year running an 18-wheeler, I'll turn this sumbitch around right now. I'll jump this fucking median and go back home and get my CDL. No, I don't doubt you at all, man. I know I've got several good buddies of mine that are truck drivers, owner-operators, and they're all doing very well for themselves. Yeah. But you got to remember, my driving record is not the best. You know, I got that ticket 4 years ago for 192 and a 55. That shit sticks. Like I don't know how long it takes to get off my record. So, yeah. But Dizzy, if you're making around 200 after taxes, I make about 150 after taxes, and I don't have any overhead as far as, you know, I don't have to, you know, I'm on somebody else's equipment. If something goes wrong, if something breaks, like a couple weeks ago, one of the final drives went out in one of the tracks on the excavator. Fuck, they pay, that's their bill, not mine. You know, they had a mobile mechanic come out there and replace it, and it was like a $20,000 fix. And it didn't come out of my check. So it definitely, yeah. I think for what I do, I make a lot of money for somebody that works for somebody else, if you know what I mean. Like I don't, all I gotta do is go to work and show up and go home. I don't have to do any maintenance. I don't have to fix shit. All I have to do is drive my own truck, show up, put in the hours, and go home. And every Friday, it's a direct deposit in my bank. So, yeah, I can't complain about that, man. Dizzy, I appreciate that. I know I'm doing good, but it's not where I want to be long term, man. 750 miles away from my kids is not the way to be a good father, man. When they're older, they won't remember how much money daddy made. They're going to be thinking about where was dad. So if I could find a good balance, I could live off of half of what I make right now. If I could make half of what I make right now and be back home, I can deal with that. I just got to figure it out. Landon says still got that drama going on. Man, I don't want to say it's drama, man, but, you know, me and Christina, we've been through a lot. You know, we were together 12 years. There's a lot on both of our parts to move past and to find that balance, to be good co-parents and to be nice to each other. Yeah, we have some good days where we're civil with each other, and we have some days where we go at each other's throats still. And we both say and do things that are mean and hurtful just out of spite. You know, we do it out of spite, and we regret it later, or at least I know I do. Because at the end of the day, that's still the mother of my children. I just had to get to the point to realize that that's not my woman anymore. And that took me a long time, man. It took me a long time to get to that point. Yeah. And I know we all say it. You know, everybody, oh, I wish the best for you. People say that to be a smile. I really do. You know, I hope she finds happiness, whether it be by herself or with somebody else, as much as that's going to hurt me to see her with somebody else, because like I said, we were together for 12 years. I know it's inevitable. It's going to happen, and I have to prepare for that. But yeah, it takes time, man. I'm not going to get on here in front for y'all like Dyson says this feels like a rerun of all your other lives. Well, I mean, this is my life, man. I mean, I'm not getting on here and blowing sunshine up your ass. I mean, that's, y'all want to hear my real life? I'm telling you my real life. And that's part of my real life is my relationship with my ex-wife. And, you know, I told her I wasn't going to get into a whole lot of personal specifics anymore. She asked me not to. So I'm going to respect that. But, yeah, it's not an easy transition, man. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm some tough guy. I'm doing a whole lot better than I was several months ago. A whole lot better. If y'all been following along since, you know, we started this divorce in November. So it's been a hot minute. So yeah. But we're getting through it. Tony, man, I agree 1,000%, man. I have to spend more time with my babies because they're only babies for so long. You know, sometimes I go a month without seeing them now. And my little girl's growing up so fast. Like she's doing complete sentences now and she's so tall and her hair's getting longer and, you know, it's just, she's growing up on me so fast. One thing you can't buy is more time, you know, as that clock ticks down, like right now it's just ticking down. As it ticks down, those are minutes and seconds and days and years you'll never get back. Like those days are, that time is gone. It doesn't come back. So yeah, I'm doing what I have to do right now to put away some money so I can go back and figure shit out. I need a safety net to sit on to go back and figure shit out. Not just that, but I have to, you know, I have to find somewhere to live. I mean, right now I got nothing permanent. You know, I'm staying in a company house right now. Matter of fact, I have to find an apartment this weekend. You know, they have somebody else moving in the company house, one of the higher ups. So I got to get out. So this weekend I got to move my stuff out and I got to find somewhere else to stay. So as of right now, I'm technically homeless. Like Dizzy said, instead of always driving home, why don't you fly back once or twice? Well, what am I going to do when I fly back? I mean, I don't have a second vehicle there. I don't have a home to stay in there. This is it. My truck, man, that's everything I got. You know, I don't have a wife. Well, like my buddy Chris, he flies back and forth. He works in West Texas, flies back. You know, he's 2 on 2 off with his job, but he has a wife back home that picks him up from the airport. He's got another vehicle at the house that he drives when he's there, and he leaves his other vehicle at the airport out here. Believe me, that's an ideal situation. If I had somebody back home and a home back home, yes, that is what I would do 100%. Lana said, why not buy you a camper? I thought about it, man, but that's just one more thing I got to haul around, you know. And out there, it's still $1,000 a month to park a camper somewhere. You know, a decent campground out there is anywhere from $800 to $1,000 just to park your camper and hook up. You know, I can rent a room at one of these man camps out here for that. I mean, and not have to haul anything. So yeah, I've been down that road before where I've had to haul a camper around, and not saying I won't get one day. It'd be nice to have one back in Mississippi, but for now it's easier for me to just move around in my truck. You know, if God forbid I lose my job out here to where I've got to leave, all I got to do is throw my clothes and shit in the back seat and I'm gone. You know, there's nothing holding me back. Or let's say a job opportunity pops up in North Dakota that's paying a shit ton of money, or even Alaska, something like that. Hop in my truck and roll out, man. I mean, I'm very mobile with just my truck. I can always find somewhere to sleep. But yeah, having a camper somewhere, that's just one more thing you got to hook to and pull around. And it's not much cheaper, if any, to have that. So it's more convenient having something with all your stuff in there, but it's not a cheaper option out here in West Texas. But I don't have a lot of personal belongings, man. I've got, all my clothes. I've got a couple of personal items. That's it. That's all I got. Yeah, the more I talk about it, I'm kind of like a loser, man. Like I'm 42 and I don't have anything really. Like I've got a little bit of money put away. I've got a nice truck that the bank owns. And I've got 3 kids back home that love me more than anything, but that's all I got. That's all of my assets. Landon says still got the I still got the 4-wheeler. I still got that. That's right. Dizzy said put a cap on the truck. Nah, fuck all that. Like if I get tired tonight, which I don't think I will, I've got 4.5 hours left. I think I can ride it out, but I sleep in the back seat. I've slept in the back seat many times of the High Country. This back seat looks about the same, so. But yeah, the more I talk about, like, if I was on the outside looking in, listening to somebody talk about their life at 42, mine's a fucking train wreck. Like if I wrote it down on paper, the pros and cons of my life, you'd be like, holy shit, that is a train wreck, man. Like but I'm doing my best, man. I'm doing my best. Believe me, I've debated many, many times, was it worth coming this far away from my kids to make money? And I didn't see a better option. I still don't see a better option, not right now, to immediately start getting good paychecks. Like it wasn't a delayed sequence. I didn't have to go through some training or some school. I showed up on a Monday. I had a big fat check in my bank on Friday and every Friday after that. So yeah, it definitely, it was my best option at the time. Because when I came out here, I didn't have much. I had a little bit of money in my pocket, but that was it. And I needed to get away from Mississippi. It was just a bad time for me to be that close to my ex-wife. I wasn't in a good mental state then. So for me to get 750 miles away, that was my best move at the time. Blake said, what's your best advice for a man in his early 20s? It's a good question. What do you do for a living right now? Like what do you do for a job right now? And are you married with kids or no? Let's see, I'm going to walk through this product because I've got, all depending on your answers, is different advice I would give you. Come on, Blake, you got to type faster. You're slowing us down here. Come on now, y'all tell Blake. Luke says you're 21 and most important thing is to get healthy. Can't be 300 pounds, promise you. I agree with that, Luke. Blake said he does chemical applications on cornfields, no kids, not married. What, how much do you make, Blake? Just a roundabout number. How much do you make? How much do you take home every month? Because that sounds like a pretty technical job, but it sounds like it probably doesn't pay that much. Crazy Rune says, don't feel bad. I'm 48 and all I have is a truck and my Avatar, a cattle trailer, and a small camp trailer that I keep at my brother's house to sleep in, and my pickup I share with the bank. We got to do what we got to do, man. We just got to do what we got to do. Blake says he makes 45. Do you make 4,500 a week or a month? I forgot. I think I asked a month, huh? 4,500 a month isn't bad. Not at all. If you're taking home 4,500 a month, that's not bad money. Nowadays, it's getting less and less valuable. 10 years ago, 4,500 a month was fucking solid ass money. Man, if you're not stuck on staying home, like if you're just not a homebody and you don't mind hitting the road, and if your job that you have right now is something you could come back to, like let's say you went and tried something else and it didn't work out after a month or two, and you could go back and keep doing the same thing, man, y'all, you know what I'm going to tell you. Fucking hit the road. Go to West Texas. Like I said, as an operator, on a good week, I clear $3,000 a week. Out here, a labor hand, the guy that's under me that helps me. We've got one kid out there right now. He's 20 years old. He makes about $1,500 a week after taxes, with zero experience, green as can be, and so he's taking home after taxes and everything about $6,000 a month. And I mean it ain't a life for everybody though, man. It's a lot of hours to make that money. Dead and Viper said, do y'all have surveyors on the pipeline? Yeah, that's not in my wheelhouse. I'm an operator, so we come in after surveyors and all that stuff. I honestly don't know the process that they do, so I can't. Don't let me lie to you. Do I know if surveyors make good money? I know everybody makes good money out here. Literally every job out here makes good money. Like I said, the labor hand is bottom of the barrel, and on a good week they clear about $1,500. Like I said, you're going to put in some hours for that. But the way I view it, out here, a week is a week. If I'm out here for 7 days away from my kids, I want to be putting in 12-hour days. I'm not looking to get off early on a Friday. I don't give a shit about getting off on Monday. I don't care about my weekends. If I'm out here 750 miles away from my kids, I want the most hours I could possibly get every week on the job. So, I don't need off time if I'm out here. If I'm going to be here, I want it to count, and I want to get my hours. So, if you can handle long hours, man, it's definitely the place you want to be. I'd say if I was starting fresh, let's say I was 21 years old and I needed to go make some money, and that I wanted to look at it as a long-term thing, I would say I'd be a welder's helper. If I could choose which route to take, like I'm an operator right now, so obviously I took the different route. I went with labor hand to operator. If I was young, 20, 21 years old, and had nothing holding me back, I would join several Facebook pages, Pipeliners of America, West Texas, this and that. I'd look up everything to do with West Texas, oil field, pipeline, welders. I'd use those keywords, join every group I can, and every day something pops up. Now you got to be ready to roll out on the spot. Like these jobs, when they pop up, like sometimes people will pop up on a Sunday and says, hey, I need a helper, welder's helper, tomorrow morning to hire in. You got to be on that fucking road. You can't say, okay, well, I need a week to talk to my boss and I need a week to finish this up. That job's gone. So it yeah, that's what I would do. I'd become a welder's helper, learn everything I can, and be a welder within 2 or 3 years. The welders out there, a good rig welder that stays working nonstop, that works out there, on the right of way. I've heard they make anywhere from $5,000 to $6,000 a week on a good week. I don't know about you, but that's pretty good money. Landon said, heard North Dakota pay is way better. I don't know. I've never looked into North Dakota work, mainly because I don't want to go to fucking North Dakota. Like, West Texas is as far as I'm going. I'm not going to fucking North Dakota. Be a dead-end Viper, you say you're 20 and you're making $720 a week? Yeah, fuck that. Put away as much money as you can that you can sit on. If you got $2,000 or $3,000 put away, I'd be gone. I'm just giving you my opinion. I'd come out here with no guarantee, because the whole online application bullshit and all that never fucking works. These people out here, they want you coming in putting applications in their office. Like, it's that online shit. You got to come out here with nothing. I mean, as far as no guarantees, you might sit out here a week before somebody hires you, so you're going to be spending a little bit of money out of pocket for living and food and all that stuff, but you're going to get a job out here. I'm going to tell you with 100% certainty, if you got a good demeanor to yourself, you carry yourself well, you speak well, you come out here all ghetto and shit or talking, stupid, and got your pants hanging off your ass and all that stuff, you come out here like that, no, you ain't gonna. You still might get a job, but I'm not gonna put my guarantee behind it. If you carry yourself well, yes sir, no sir, you get up early in the morning, you go look for a job, you're gonna get a job. There's countless companies out here looking for workers. Even if you have to settle for a job you don't want to do at a plant, a plant job or something like that. And you might not be getting the per diem you want. You might not be, just stick it out for a little while you're looking for something else and move on up. Dead End Viper said, where would I go to put an application at? Can you just roll up on the site? No, just through town, man. Like, you'll see the different companies. Like, you'll see their different headquarters, their buildings, just all through town. Like, they're more common than gas stations on the corner. Like, you'll see different names of companies on the buildings with a front office, and there's going to be a girl working in there. And you just walk in and ask if they're hiring and put in your application. And if you're lucky, somebody will say, yes, we need somebody right now, and you're in. But yeah, and then also at gas stations, man. Go to a gas station early in the morning, get out there 5:30 in the morning, and just walk up and talk to people, man. I drove down here from wherever you're from looking for some work. You happen to know anything? And, you just turn your way into that, man. You'll run into the right person eventually that's like, yeah, fuck yeah, I need somebody now. And it's going to be the type of boss that didn't feel like getting online and looking through applications on Indeed and company website and all that shit. And if he likes you right off the bat, he'll give you a name and number of who to call at the office, and go hire in that day. You can go take your piss test. You gotta have clean piss out here, man. Don't come out here with dirty piss. You gotta be clean. So if you like to smoke weed a lot and shit, that ain't the place for you out here. It might be legal where you're from and all that, but it ain't gonna get you a job in West Texas. So yeah, just have some nice jeans on, and you gotta have long sleeve shirts out here. Pretty much every company I know of, you have to have long sleeve shirts for work. You gotta have steel toe boots. I know every company out here gonna require that. Other than that, they're gonna supply everything else you need. They're gonna give you a hard hat. They're gonna give you your safety vest or gloves, whatever else your job requires you. But that's my advice, man. And just shoot your shot. Like I said, if you can come out here for a week and you ain't locked in a job in a week, then maybe it just ain't meant for you. And you go back home. But you'll never know unless you try. For the past 3 years, ever since I quit the pipeline back in 2019, people have asked me all the time, is it still jumping out in West Texas? And I didn't want to say yes or no because I hadn't been out here. But now that I've been back, man, it's still jumping off just fine, man. There's still plenty of work. The oil field's still doing okay. Viper said, I got to think about that. I just bought a new truck and I got some money saved, and live in North Carolina is so expensive now. I ain't going to have no future here making 18 an hour, working 40 a week. Well, all I can tell you, if you're trying to make it make sense, and if you're trying to make sure that this will work out if you do this or that, you won't ever make the drive, man. The fact that you told me you got a new truck and you got a little bit of money put away, hit the fucking road, dude. Like, hit the road. God, I wish I could start at your age again. I really do. If somebody would have told me that at your age and I had a new truck and a little bit of money put away, I'd be gone tonight. But that's just me. But yeah, if you're gonna sit around and try to make it make sense, you won't never go. And home is always there. You can always go back. It's not like you drive out here and that's it. You're locked in. A lot of people come out here. I still get messages to this day, usually about once or twice a month now, where people message me and they're like, hey, I took your advice, I hit the road, I came out there, and now I'm so-and-so. Now I make this much money. Now I work for this company, and it's the best move they've made. Dead End Viber said he don't want to leave his mom alone. Dad died. I get that, man. But if your mama really wants you to do well, she's going to tell you to do whatever you got to do to feel better about yourself and make some money. So I know that's what my mom would tell me. So hopefully it'd be the same scenario for you. Yeah, fuck this. I'm going around all this traffic. Sorry, we're running into fucking traffic again. It's annoying. People hate when I ride. I'm from a place where the zipper merging is what you're supposed to do. And apparently it's frowned upon in a lot of places, but zipper merging is what you're technically supposed to do. You're supposed to ride the merging lane all the way up until it runs out. It makes traffic move faster. And a lot of people don't believe that. Dead End Viper said you can do that? I thought it was all company housing. What do you mean? I guess I missed something. Oh, it's about bringing his mom with him. No, brother, you can buy whatever house you want out here. Odessa's 150,000 people. Midland's like another 120,000. There's 250,000 people that live in these two towns right here next to each other. This ain't no backwoods shit, man. These are full-grown cities. You can live as frugally or as nice as you want. There's $10 million houses out here, and there's $500 a week rooms to rent. Like, it's like, yeah, it's, you can live however you want out here. Like, I'm currently looking for an apartment for the next few months, and they range anywhere from $1,000 a month to $5,000 or $6,000. So it, yeah, this ain't no backwoods shit out here, man. They got some rich ass neighborhoods out here. They got some fucking ballers. There's Lamborghinis, there's Ferraris, there's all that shit out here. Yeah, don't think you just drive out here and you're kicking tumbleweeds around. Now out there on the job site and shit, yeah, that's some backwoods shit when you get out there on all the job sites are usually, you know, 20, 30, 40 miles away from town. You know, you're not working in town. If you're working pipeline like I am, like our job sites aren't in town as far as Odessa. We're on the outskirts all the way around. Like, there's fucking money out here, man. Chris said he saw my old Razor tuk. Yeah, the guy that owns it now, he's fucking douchebag. Like, nobody likes him. But you just asked my advice. If I was 20, 21 years old with nothing holding me back, without a second thought, I'd come to West Texas. Yeah. How much are hotels out here? Same as everywhere else. I mean, $100 a night. Some of them, the extended stay ones, are probably a little cheaper if you're paying, you know, by the month or whatever. Dude, all I'm going to do is tell you, you can't worry about your mama right now. Like, if you, let's say you hit the road tomorrow, you just need to tell mom, I'm going out there to secure a job. I'm going to bring in a few paychecks. I'm going to find a stable place to stay. And if you want your mama to come out then, she can come out then. But she can go a couple weeks without you, I promise you. She's made it her whole life. You know, that... But if you want to stay there, you stay there, man. Like I said, if you're gonna try to make it make sense, you'll never go. So if you're gonna try to make it make sense in your head, and you know, I got to take care of my mama and I got to do all this, you'll never go. So you have to either go or you don't go. Traffic finally broke. Alright, we're good now. But yeah, I mean, that's my my advice, man. You asked me and I told you that's what I would do. Same thing, if you want to get immediately on the pipeline, look for the welders trucks. Go to the gas. All those are going to be at the gas station early in the morning. You know, get up there about 5 o'clock. And every time you see a welder's truck, you just walk up, introduce yourself, say you're looking to be a welder's helper. Do you need one, or do you know anybody needs one? Guaranteed. If they don't need one, they got a buddy that needs a welder's helper, and they need them now. So, I mean, that's... Man, if I could start over at 20, 21 years old, I'm telling you. Because if you start at that age, by the time you're my age, you'll be a supervisor. And, Landon said do the 14-14, 10 years, you're making 300K plus. It happens, not all the time, but yes, it does happen. But yeah, that is man, I don't know. I can't speak for that side of things. Like, people always ask me about that. Would I go pipeline or rig, oil rig side? I can't speak on that side because I've never worked that side. So all I'm going to do is give you my opinion on the side that I work. If I was 20, 21 years old with no kids and no wife, I wouldn't give a fuck about going home for 2 weeks. What are you going to do? Go home and spend money and sit around? Like, you got nothing back home to go to. You got no wife, no kids. I'm trying to put in year-round work and kill it, man. Like, I'm trying to put in year-round work and go hard, man. Landon said no consultants make 25. My buddy makes more than that. He's a consultant, and he makes more than that. But yes, it does happen. But not everybody goes from a floor hand to a consultant. He's got people that work for him that are 20 years older than him, have been in the oil field for 20 years longer. You have to be a smart motherfucker to be a consultant. It doesn't just come with experience. Like, there's a lot of dumb people that go in their 20s and they're still dumb in their 30s and they're still dumb in their 40s. They're making good money, but to be a consultant or even a directional driller, stuff like that, you have to be a smart fella. Like, that's not something you can teach. So, but yeah, my buddy, my best friend, he makes more than that, and he's a consultant. But he earned his way there, no doubt. That's why anybody that ever tries to give him shit about how much money he makes and all that, I'm like, you have no idea what he had to put in to get there. Landon says he's a big baller. He does well for himself. He's got a wife and kids, takes care of them, has all his toys and all his nice vehicles he wants, and he's 2 on, 2 off, living the good life. So happy for him. Matter of fact, he just went home today to go see his family for 2 weeks. So but yeah, I've had people asking me on social media and stuff about dating situation. Man, I could give a fuck less, man. When I first got separated, that's all that was on my mind. I got to find a replacement. Got to find another woman. I can't live without a woman. I've had one for so long, I thought it was a requirement. It's not. It's okay to run solo. It's it's not a requirement. It's a nice thing to have a good woman, but it's not a requirement. So my dating life is non-existent, and I'm okay with that. I'm not trying. I'm not looking. I'm not on any dating apps. I don't have a single one on my phone. I give fuck less. I'm all about work, make money, see my kids. Work, make money, see my kids. That's it. That's my only 3 priorities in life. It's women just add to the problems, and I've got enough of those already. You feel me? But maybe one day I'll figure that shit out, but I could care less right now. It's not on my mind at all. Like I said, when I first got divorced, it was on my mind. I gotta find somebody else. I felt like I was on some kind of time frame or something. I was on all the different dating sites and all this shit. Fuck all that, man. Got catfished a few times. If you see a girl and her picture is from her neck up and it's heavily filtered, and it's from like this angle up top, she's more than likely going to be a pretty big girl. Nothing against big girls, it just ain't for me. So yeah, I got catfished and paid for a few dinners, learned my lesson. That's fuck all that, man. Yeah, I don't use filters on any of my pictures. I want you to see what you're gonna see if you see me in real life. So, like, I got my flaws, I got my wrinkles, I got my gray hair, you know, and I'm fat. Like, I'm not obese, but I'm definitely not a six-pack type of guy anymore. I got a little dad bod going, but I still feel good. Feel like I'm okay. But when and if the time comes and I am shopping around, I think I'll do just fine. But I'm not in the market, so landing so they can filter hell out the pictures. Dude, they're fucking, and they go so heavy with those filters. I understand a little smoothing filter here and there, but they'll double them. So they'll filter a photo, then put it on another app, filter it again, to where they look like fucking cartoon characters, man. And they're not fooling anybody, not even themselves. Like, I don't get it, man. But to each their own. Like I said, my flaws are what they are. I'm a 42-year-old man. I've got all my hair, though. Still got all my hair. And I'm growing it out, so it's getting kind of mullet form right now. But yeah. But yeah, I could give a fuck less. That's not on my radar. Dude, this truck is so nice, man. I wish I could explain how nice this truck is. Like, and I'm not saying it just because it's a new truck to me. Y'all know every time I get a new truck, I always talk about how nice it is. This is a nice long-term truck here, man. Ford did the damn thing when they made a Raptor. You know, a lot of people like to hate on the EcoBoost. I like it, man. It's so smooth. The power delivery is so smooth. It doesn't have the sound of a V8. It doesn't pretend to. But the twin turbo 3.5 is a pretty amazing motor. And I mean, I'm at 19,875 miles. I think I'm good for a while. Alright guys, we've been on here a hot minute, 70 minutes. We got 20 people on here. I hate to bail on y'all because all I'm doing is driving, but yeah, I think I'm going to throw in some music and just keep on cruising. And my boss I'm house sitting for my boss this weekend. Him and his kids are going out of town to go camping. So I'm getting to stay in his $350,000 house for the weekend, watch his dogs, and he's got a swimming pool, like a courtyard swimming pool that's hidden from the outside, like a 100-inch TV on the wall. So yeah, I'm gonna go there, hang out for the weekend, and just chill. So we'll definitely catch up with y'all some more this weekend, because like I said, I ain't got nothing going on till after the 4th anyway. But we'll catch up with y'all later. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Everybody have a good weekend, and we'll holler at y'all later.